Hello transcribers, welcome to our channel of transcription exercise videos. Until I was 5 years old, my family lived in America, and when we came to live in England, everybody used words that I didn't know, like hoover instead of vacuum cleaner, and tea meaning the meal rather than the drink. And even now, 48 years later, I'm still not really used to those English words, and I still use the American ones, presumably because those were the ones that I learned first. Anyway, today we're going to look at the different words that those two countries use for car parts. You hear them in films all the time, and we may as well learn what they mean. Before that, a quick word from our sponsor, the FTW Transcriber, about just one of its features. Most files play fine in the FTW Transcriber, but sometimes you'll have a file that doesn't. This might be because some file types like MOV aren't geared for lots of stopping and starting, or the file might just be too big for your computer's processor to handle. Is that a problem? No, because with the FTW Transcriber's conversions menu, you can set the more difficult file types to convert automatically to friendlier formats. Some files may work better if you don't convert them. Either way, you're covered. Right, so let's make a start. So on the next screen, you'll see a car part. First thing you have to do is to say whether that car part has different names in Britain and America. So there we are. Picture of a car, the part that you lift up at the front. Same name in Britain and America or different names? The answer is they have different names. What are those two different names? A few seconds to think about it. Hood and bonnet are the two different names, which interestingly are both articles of clothing. So which one is British, which one is American? Hood is American, and in England that is called a bonnet. Number two, what about that part of the car? Same words in Britain and America, or different? The answer, different. So what are those two different words? Trunk and boot, and which one is American, which one is British? The answer, in America that's the trunk, and in Britain that's the boot. Number three, that piece of glass at the front of the car. Same word in Britain and America, or two different words? Different. What are those two different words? Windscreen and windshield, and which one's British, which one's American? Windscreen is British, windshield is American. Number four, the glass on the side of the car. Same word in Britain and America, or different? Same. It's called a window in Britain and America. And a window, by the way, is a very old Viking word meaning wind eye. In other words, a hole in the side of a house where the wind could come in. So every time you talk about Windows 10 or something, then you're using an old Viking word. Number five, that thing on the side of the car. Same word in Britain and America, or different? Different. What are those words? Wing mirror and side mirror. Which one's British, which one's American? Wing mirror is British, side mirror American. Number six, those flashing lights at the front and back of the car. Same in Britain and America, or different? Different. What are the two words? Turn signal, blinker, or indicator. And which one is British, which one's American? Turn signal, blinker is American, indicator in Britain. Number seven, the round rubber thing on the car. Same word in Britain and America, or different? Same, except note that in Britain, tyre is spelt with a Y, in America with an I. Number eight, that thing you open on the side of the car. Same word or different words? Same, door in both. Number nine, the liquid which goes in there. Same word or different words? Different, so what are those two words? Gas, short for gasoline. Petrol, which one's British, which one's American? In America, that liquid is called gas, short for gasoline. In Britain, it's called petrol, which is short for petroleum, actually, which hardly anybody says. Petroleum is the Greek word for stone oil, it literally means. Petra means rock or stone in Greek. Peter is the rock on which the church is built. Number 10, that thing you turn to move the car. Same word or different words? Same, steering wheel in both. Number 11 of 16, this part of the car that juts out at the front. Same word or different words? Different. What are those two different words? Fender and bumper. And which is British, which one's American? Fender is American, bumper is British. Number 12. This thing, actually it's the whole mechanism by which you adjust the speed of the car. Same word or different words? Different. What are those two words? Gears and transmission. And which one is British, which one's American? Gears is British. In America it's transmission. Number 13. That thing that you pull upwards to keep the car static. This is actually my car because I couldn't find a good picture of this online. Same word or different words? Different. It's handbrake and emergency brake. Which one's British? Handbrake is British. In America it's the emergency brake or the parking brake. Number 14. That thing on the front of the car which has all the knobs and the lights. Same word or different words? Same. Dashboard in both. And dashboard, as I looked up, actually comes from horse-drawn carriages. The dashboard was a literal board that stopped all the mud from flying up and covering the carriage. Number 15. Same word or different words for that thing with the letters and numbers? Different. What are the two expressions? License plate and number plate. Which is which? License plate is American. In Britain it is the number plate. And lastly, number 16. That thing that you press to make the car go faster. Same word or different words? Different. What are the two words? Accelerator and gas pedal, or just the gas. And which one's British, which one's American? Accelerator in Britain, and in America it's the gas pedal. And that's it. There, so the next time you hear one of those expressions in a recording or in a film, or maybe even in real life, then you'll know what they mean. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications of future videos, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.